Welcome to Derek's World of Motorcycling. Today I'm back at the Ace Cafe London, this time for their Vintage and Classic Bike Day, held in conjunction with the Vintage Motorcycle Club. This is the second time I've been here this year. Regular viewers of my channel may remember the video of the Two-Stroke Blue Haze Day event in May. The world-famous Ace Cafe is a popular hangout for rockers, bikers and all-round petrol heads. It opened in 1938 on the then brand new North Circular Road surrounding London. With its close proximity to the fast arterial road network, the Ace quickly became popular with bikers. It became a haven for turn-up boys who earned their name from their pursuit of speeds of 100 miles an hour. But the growth of the car market and the expansion of the motorway network led to the Ace's closure in 1969. However, planning permission to re-establish the Ace was acquired in 1997, with its grand reopening taking place in 2001. This time I swapped my vintage Kawasaki H2 for a not so attention grabbing modern alternative. Sometimes you simply want to just push a starter button and hit the road.
We're here today at the Ace Cafe in London. They've organised this event which is for classic bikes and it supports the VMCC, our club, so we brought the club stand down here to represent and to try and recruit some new members. We've got the East Hart section of the Vintage Motorcycle Club. Several of those have brought some lovely bikes down here today. You know, we've got some loads of lovely people come round to talk to us and ask about the club and the insurance scheme and the library at the club, which can help you out with if you've got any issues with the DVLA, sorting out registration and that sort of thing. Another chap just wanted, he's just bought an old bike for the first time and he just wanted to get into the club where people had got old bikes who could advise him how to look after it. But he didn't want to just walk away and hand it over to somebody else to work on. He wanted to learn how to do it himself, and you know, the membership of the club has a lot of people with a lot of experience of looking after old machinery. It's a wealth of knowledge.
So how long have you had that bike?
I've had it about a year and a half, something like that.
Oh, quite new then.
Quite new.
And what do you think of it? What do you think of it after a year?
Overrated.
Overrated?
Yeah, absolutely. I think most stuff like that is, you know, it's a bit glory days. Do you know what I mean? It's like performance-wise, you know, in the day, they were great. You know, that was the thing to be on, kind of thing, you know. But these days, the only thing that's scary about it is the front brake or the lack of it. If someone pulled out on you, you're going through. You know, traffic's different these days. But I mean, the performance is nowhere as two-strokey as I expected. You know, just that initial and then it really pulls. But it's a lot more torquey and you ride it lower down than you'd normally associate with a bike like that.
Yes, I agree.
You know, everything to be 5,000-6,000 RPM. But with me, I don't know if yours is the same because the porting's slightly different. But with mine, it's sort of over before 7.
what made you buy this?
I just needed something to tinker with. Just an obsession, isn't it? It was cheap and it was on eBay, and it was just like, let's see what we can do with this then. It's just like a BMW but made out of shit materials.
And how long have you had it?
A decade or so.
Have you done much to it?
Yeah, we'll put electronic ignition on it, I've changed the carbs on it, put different exhausts on it, put new cylinders in it. Yeah, done quite a bit of messing around. It's quite fun having a bike which is a sort of challenge to get somewhere, you know. If you just press button and go and it's 100% reliable, it kind of, for me, it's like it takes the fun out of it.
Did you buy it as a runner?
No, I doubt it's a runner now. We'll find out in a minute because I probably ought to go.
What's the issue?
Oh, it depends whether it thinks it's hot or not. Starts from cold unbelievably well.
Yeah.
But then you have to keep it on the choke, and then it doesn't like it, and then when you switch it off the choke, it doesn't like it then. So it's just a bit fussy about temperatures.
Piece of cake. What bikes qualify to join the VMCC?
Anything over 25 years old. It doesn't have to be that old. It's quite surprising how modern the bikes can be and still qualify. And we cover every make, model, nationality. We cover the lot. And most sections you'll find have somebody who's particularly knowledgeable about one particular sector, whether it's older bikes or certain makes or whatever. There's always somebody to help you there. The club does around at least 1,300 different events around the country. We've got 85 sections spread around the country. We're from the South Links and Peterborough section. We have Monday, first Wednesday of the month we have a breakfast meeting. Second Wednesday we have a midweek run. Third Wednesday is club night. Fourth week we usually have a run on the Sunday for those people who still have to put up with working. Most sections have quite a lot of events on, and we do the Banbury run and various other big events. Kay, my wife and myself, and a group of other people who help us, we do a lot of the show stands for the club, so at Stafford, Newark, Bristol show. We was at West Kent International last weekend doing a stand there. And we're here today at the Ace Cafe doing the same again.
Just a quick message to my subscribers. Firstly, thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate you. Secondly, it's come to my notice that some of you aren't being notified when I publish new videos. I post fairly regularly, so if you're not receiving regular updates, please check that your subscription is still active and notifications are enabled.
So what else you got?
Although it's not quite as neat to try.
My name's Ramon, and this is my 1946 AJS Model 18 500. I had no intention of buying this. I saw a Model 18 Norton, and I thought it looked really cool and being one of those people who had an idea in his head and it won't go away, I started looking for something similar. Saw this, rode my trucks in 2018 all the way to Sussex, took one look at this and said, heard it start up and said, yes, I'll take it. And I've had it from April and it's enormous fun to ride. It runs nicely, goes through London. The only thing with it, you can't hold on to the clutch too much because it burns the plates out. So riding it is a whole new learning curve, especially since the controls are the wrong way. Everything takes a lot more work. The most I've done to it is change the leaking fuel tap, pull this rather cute thing out, lock it, and this was leaking, and I managed on eBay to get a whole new pull and a cork and change that, which was interesting. I forgot to drain the fuel and all the fuel poured out, so I had to quickly put the old one in, drain the tank and then put the new one in, which I was quite proud of myself because I had got the mechanical ability of an ant. So I'm working through this slowly, learning how to do it. The carburettor is a later concentric carburettor because it's being replaced, and I think that the owners of this bike have kept it going. They've done what they can to keep it running, and they've not mollycoddled it. Starting it up, this doesn't have a key, so you have to pull the compressor up to start it, get the compression in, and then just give it a kick and pray. Sometimes it will start off almost immediately, other times it take half an hour, or it feels like half an hour. And a lot of cursing and a lot of sweat. But when it starts, when it runs, it is hilarious.
We've got a headquarters at Burton-on-Trent where they've got quite an extensive library, and they've also got a lot of the old factory records that were left over from the sort of the British motorcycle industry, Triumph, Norton, BSA, Velocet. They've got loads of archive material there, and we've got a couple of people work there full time and a team of volunteers helping them researching, and they're also very knowledgeable on issues with registration and re-registering old bikes that have been recovered or imported. We've also got our own insurance partner, an insurance that is very much focused to give benefit to people with our sort of bikes. I've spoke to somebody this morning who saved £150 by moving his bikes to our insurance scheme. I've heard people save even more than that, so it's certainly worth looking into it.
And what about your Vincent?
It's a 1947 repeat, so very early post-war model. It's called a Series B, which is the one they launched after the war, and then from the B grew the Series C, from the repeat grew the Black Shadow, and then they finished in 1955. They stopped making bikes. Yeah, and this bike was my dad's in the 50s, so I tracked it down and sort of acquired it back into the family.
And where did you find it?
In a museum in Germany. So then I went to see it at the museum, and then I bought it at auction a couple of years later. Because the guy selling it sort of tipped me off. That was probably more than 10 years ago. I don't know, time flies. Time flies when you've got a Vincent.
How easy is it to keep these things going, in terms of parts?
They're quite well served, the Vincents. There's a company which just does Vincent spares, which was set up in the 70s, set up by the club. So they're good. Yeah. It's not too bad. I think because they're worth a bit of money, people still want to make spares for them. Might be different with a more standard bike. If you think about 1946 they launched it, months after the war ended. It's quite amazing. All the stories in Speed is Expensive, and a lot of interviews with Vincent, a lot of home movies from Philip Vincent, and lots of interviews with people who worked at the factory.
And that film's on Amazon.
It is, yeah, in the USA, Australia, Europe, UK.
Just show you a t-shirt.
Yeah. I'm David Lancaster, and made a film about Philip Vincent, which is called Speed is Expensive, which is on Amazon, which is narrated by Ewan McGregor, and it tells the story of Vincent and his motorcycles. Go check it out.